at all. Ah. So do they give you a discount? Mm. But when you sign up to buy, you have to be a yoga teacher, or you have to be what? You have to have a website. You have to have a company website in order to get a discount. I already looked. I don't have a, well, I guess I could use this one. I don't know. That's when I went to the website to sign up. That's what so somebody has to tell me something different. Oh, I'll ask them, but they said I needed a, morning, Grace. They said I needed a company website, but I just thought about it. I could always use this website for this studio. And then the certificate that I don't know if I signed in. You did. I just signed you in. This is my friend Maria. This is Grace. She's new to yoga. Yes, 5 months. 5 months. Yeah, she's been coming to yoga, and she started on these Pilates, and she's been doing fabulous. I mean, her body's changed. She's gotten stronger. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, you know, I mean, I am. I'm trying, but I have an injury in my foot, so here's your money left. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, does it? Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. I love it. Okay, good. Yeah, that it's just peppermint. So, you know, when you run out of that, you can get, you know, you can find peppermint anywhere, but you know. Well, I prefer the brands that I use, whether it's Young Living or doTERRA, only because I've been using them for over 15 years now. Huh? Yeah, you can go online and get it. You can get it through me, or, you know, Sprouts does have some peppermint, but, you know, I don't know how pure it is. You know what I'm saying? And I love these two companies because if the batch isn't right for their to make the oils, the plants, they'll refuse them and send them back. Is that crazy? So one year we had no lavender for a year. I was so pissed. So then I ended up getting lavender from the Young Living company, which I really like too, because their lavender is, oh my God. I tell you, my niece up north, she lives by all that stuff. She got COVID. She didn't even want to use that. She used all the oil, and she finds further. Yeah, I'm telling you. And there's my friend Wednesday. That's the one I was telling you about. How long you've been doing yoga? We say 3 or 5 years? 4 years. This is my friend Maria. So she was one of my first students when I started at LA Fitness. Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, how long ago did I was teaching at like 7 LA Fitnesses at that time. 14 classes a week. Yes. I got up to 17 classes. Oh, there's Virginia. 17 classes a week at one point. I know, but I was in shape, man. Good morning, Virginia. All right. It's recording. Yeah. I'll try. I don't know how it goes over the email, but I'm probably going to post it on YouTube so you can see it. So if you want to come say hi really quick so you can see this is your video. Say hi, Christina. This is my friend Christina. Maria Christina. All right. She's going to be off camera, but I'm going to be yelling at her, so you'll see her.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm like, hi. I'll mute myself.
All right, Virginia. All right, girl. Whew. Take my phones off. No, she did not sign up. She's probably spending the day with the girls. You know, she comes, I think, every other weekend now, or, you know. Yeah. Bless her heart. You know, I miss doing stairs. They were really great for my booty. Because I got one of those bubble butts when I do them stairs. The only problem is my knee is like, oh, hell no. You know how old you are? You know how fat you are? You're not walking me up these stairs. So I'm like, okay. So I just do stairs on here, you know, until I can build up some resistance and stability on my knee. I just can't be going up and down the stairs. Yes. It is good for everything. There isn't a machine or contraption in this place, along with your mat, that isn't capable of changing your body and isn't easy. Using your own body, right? I mean, you know, like we're going to do plank, right? You know, we're going to start with stuff like that. I mean, just your own body resistance. It's amazing how, if you just keep doing it, how much stronger you get and how things change for your body. It's just crazy. But this, we can work the arms, legs, booty, abs, obliques. There's some scary stuff that you do on this stuff standing. Yeah. So the ones that we had in school had stainless steel, like the poles like this that stuck into the side. See, she's got those elastic thing handles. Yeah, no. Me to stand, you know, doing a stair step. So you would do a stair step. You would step on the stair and then step on, you know what I mean? And it's like, yes. Right? I'm like, why don't I use the pole? Okay. First of all, after I had my son, I became afraid of heights. I don't know what happened with that, but that's so weird. You were afraid of heights? Yes, and I used to climb roofs and trees. But after my son, I get on a step ladder to, and I still want to jump out of a plane. So I don't know what that's about, but you know, see what happens at 59 next year. All right. So we're going to start off in plank. Yeah, sure. You can either turn this way or that way, just as long as you get to see yourself in the mirror and you're, you know what I mean? How tall you are and how you're standing and you're planking. Yeah. So we're starting off hard and strong. So again, whether you're on the forearms, wrists, elbows, shoulders, you can stay on the knees and make sure you're not in tabletop. Make sure you're in a plank, okay? All right, we're gonna start off in plank, and when you're ready, let's go. And Virginia's in TV land, so make sure you separate those shoulders. Those hips are level with the ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, and you're breathing. Breathe. Separate the shoulders, breathe. Use the fingers, back of the fingers, outside of the palms. Separate the shoulders, pull the belly in, pull the knees into the thighs. Woo, breathe. Woo, almost done. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and downward dog. Woo, walk it out. Keep walking, keep breathing. And down to child's pose. And stretch out those arms, nice long neck. Take a big inhale. And an exhale. Again, big inhale. And exhale. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. On this next exhale, let's walk the hands over to the right. So we're going to take a big inhale, take the elbows off the mat, reach the arms long, and then exhale, walk the hands over to the right. Press that left hip down towards the heels. Get a nice stretch in those obliques. Inhale. And then exhale, walk it back to center. Take a nice long inhale, readjust, lengthen, and then exhale over to the left. Press that right hip into that right heel. And breathe. Inhale. And then exhale back to center. Take a big breath, get nice and long. Slide the shoulders towards the booty, out of the ears, neck long like a turtle. Inhale. An audible exhale into tabletop. And then slowly just find the bones stacked. And we're just going to rock from side to side. Wag that tail, head opposite of the hips. Just release those hips. And shoulders. Don't forget to press the back of the fingers into the mat. Don't dump into the wrists. Are you breathing? And then nice and neutral back into tabletop. We're going to do a couple of cat and cows. So drop that chest and belly. Inhale, allow that chest to flow through the arms, the head, and neck come up. And then exhale, round into that scaredy cat. Press into the mat. Separate the shoulders. Exhaling. And then inhale. Roll it back in. Nice. And just close your eyes and let the breath take you back and forth. Try to keep your arms straight and work. Look, here. This is what you're working. Got it? Yes. And as you drop it down, look up. So drop it down. Drop the belly down. Yes. Come into the cow and look up, and then you round it back. Yep. Better. All right. Last one. All right, we're going to do some balancing sticks. So we're going to send the left leg back, right hand out like you're going to shake somebody's hand. Find your balance, find those abs, and if it feels good to float that left leg up, float it. But just make sure it's not higher than the hip. It's either pointed or flexed. Reaching, press away with that other arm, breathe. Try to turn the toes down to the ground so they're not out. Last breath, reach, and float that down. Tag it out if it feels good. And then find your center, right leg back, left hand, take your time, and then float it up once you feel stable. Nice. So flex the foot like you're standing on the wall. Yeah, try to point the toes down to the floor. Yeah, breathe. Great flex. So it's opposite arm and leg. There you go. I'm like, why do you keep looking like you're falling over? All right, reach. And bring it down. We're going to go into child's pose. Knees open, big toes touch, and release. The one thing I love about yoga is you can make this as hard or as easy for your body. You just have to listen to it. You have to breathe. You have to let things go. You have to let things flow. So make sure your exhale is long. You're getting rid of toxins, all your bad moods, the staleness in the body. All right, inhale. Exhale into tabletop. Now we're going to go back into that left and right leg. Find your stability. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, we're going to crunch elbow into knee, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. So I find if it's too much for people, you can either keep the hands down and move the leg in and get those lower abdominals and that kind of coordination, or you can just keep the leg down and just move the arm. There's always a variation in everything that we do. 2 more. Exhale as you crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen, and float it down. Wag that tail side to side. And then muscle memory will start to kick in and you'll feel yourself getting stronger. All right, other side, left leg, right arm. And if you're tired on one side, make that adjustment. Inhale, exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it in. Lengthen. Crunch. Lengthen. Crunch. Lengthen. Crunch. Lengthen. And down. Child's pose. Oh, I love tabletop. So I think that one was one of the most second hardest exercises for me to do, or asanas I should say, though it is in Pilates and yoga, so because of my carpal tunnel. So make sure you're constantly wiggling those fingers and maybe rotating those wrists out and shaking them out and releasing them. If you do have heavy carpal tunnel like I do, putting on those braces at night while you sleep resets the body and resets those arms. All right, tabletop. We're going to go into a little awkward here. So left leg, right arm, float it up. And then we're going to flip that palm back as we come out to the side and back. Leg comes out, opposite of the arm. Lengthen and out. Lengthen and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to hold that exhale. Hold, hold, hold. Pull those bellies in and back. And bring it down. Child's pose. Rest. Big breath. Yeah. I like to either ooh, you have to make some kind of noise when you're exhaling, just to release toxins, right? All right, let's finish strong with the side and we'll move on. So when you're ready, exhale into that tabletop. So this is my weaker side. Don't laugh. Left leg, right leg back, left arm. Float it up. Find your stability and then exhale, bring it out. Try not to sink in that right shoulder and lengthen as you come back. Woo, breathe. Using those lats, those obliques, those hip flexors. Last one, hold it out. Woo, inhale, exhale back to center, and child's pose. Woo. Excuse me, bringing up some gas bubbles this morning. Big inhale and exhale. All right. If it feels good, come on up to tabletop and you can wag the tail or do a couple of cat and cows just to, oh, Lordy. All right. 2 more breaths. And you know, I find the slower I move with the inhale and exhale, you'll start to hear like your neck crack, your spine realign, little pops, snaps, and cracks along the way. If you listen to your own breath. All right, neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes and carefully lift those hips into our first downward dog. Keep the knees bent if that feels good, and you can just alternate those heels down one at a time. Make sure those ears are in line with those elbows inside of those arms. And then from here, I just like to settle in once I find my comfort zone. Again, the heels don't touch, you just keep those knees bent. If the knees are bent, try to press the belly onto those thighs. Then allow the shoulders to float up towards the glutes, the butte. Don't forget those fingers outside of the palm. All right, breathe. Woo, breathe. Breathe. And float it on down, child's pose. Nice. Big breaths in and out. Just close your eyes and try to breathe. Have to move all my gadgets over here for a quick second. I know it doesn't look like we're 6 feet apart, but we are. Don't panic. All right. Inhale on your next exhale, tabletop. Let's do some barrel rolls. Let's round that spine in cat. Drop the rib cage over to the right and circle it around. To the left, pull it up. Ooh la la. Oh, those awkward cats are feeling that, aren't they? When I'm coming up around, I'm like, oh, I feel that awkward cat now. And then make sure you do the other side. All right, last breath. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to tuck our toes, go right back into that downward dog, right where we left off. Find your dog. Take 3 inhale, 3 audible exhales, lion's breath, or just loud, I don't care. You can hum ah or ooh or om. Feel the back of those legs stretch. Feel the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes, the low back. Breathing in. Bend the knees and start to walk the hands back to the feet. We're going to go into a little forward fold ragdoll. So just depending on where you are, you can keep the knees bent if you're not that flexible and those hamstrings are keeping you from folding. It all takes time, baby steps, so just be patient and breathe through everything. Remember, holding your breath makes things harder and makes things hurt. Big inhale. Maybe a yes, please, with the head. Maybe a no, thank you, softly. And a gentle, I don't know, with the shoulders, how to shrug those in and out. And now I'm going to bend the knees and I'm going to place the weight all into my feet. Steady as I go. I'm going to do a little C curve, pull that lower abdominal up and in that pelvic floor, and I'm going to roll up slowly, one vertebrae, stacking at a time. Shoulders are going to come back, and my head's going to find its place. I'm going to inhale, reach up, reach high. Exhale, cactus, open up the heart. Oh. Inhale, reach. Hands to heart center for prayer. Feet and hands together. Make sure those heels, knees, and hips are stacked by columns. Shoulders roll back. Find your balance on your feet, your center. Align. Take a breath in. Fill up the whole torso, not just the belly. Feel the back of the ribs open, feel the collarbone expand, and then let it out. So we're gonna open our arms up, inhale, reach up, reach high. Exhale, swan, dive it down nice and slow. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, belly in, nice flat back. Hands never go on the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. We're gonna walk it out to downward dog. Readjust those feet. We're gonna go into a downward dog split. So I'm gonna bring my left foot a little more into center, just so I can float that right leg up, all the way up. And as it goes up, I'm gonna press into my fingers and press my chest towards my left thigh, just to see how much of a split I can do. And then make sure those hips are open all the way. And then float on the exhale, that right leg down, walk it out. And then put that left leg back and maybe bring that right foot into center just a smidge. Excuse me, inhale. And exhale, float that left leg up and back. And then right where it stops, then you need to assess the situation and see where you can go from here. Can you inhale and exhale, press the chest towards the thigh as that left leg just hangs in control and engaged. Breathe, think, breathe. And then exhale, float it back down carefully and controlled. Place it down and drop to those knees. Child pose. I don't know if you noticed that when you went into those splits, one leg was going all the way to the top and one leg was like, ah! No. It's like, it's okay. You say no now, but later's a different thing. All right, 2 more breaths. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, tabletop, and let's wag it out. So whether you like cat and cow, wagging, or barrel rolls, or a figure 8, it doesn't really matter to me. You just need to reset your breath and feel the body again. So whatever feels good. I don't even care if you're just like, oh man, this all feels good. I'm gonna do it all at one time. You know, just as long as it's controlled with your breath, okay? All right, let's tuck the toes, send it back into our downward dog. We're gonna go up onto the toes, bend the knees, and we're gonna walk those feet to the hands and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse it, bring it up. Ooh. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. And exhale, samasthiti. Let's just do our basic sun salutations. We're going to do 2 rounds and we'll add our chaturanga in. Tabletop chaturanga or downward dog or just full chaturanga is totally up to you. All right, inhale, arms up. And exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway lift, use those bellies. And exhale, forward fold. Reverse it, bring it on up, reach up, reach high. Get that inhale in. Exhale, cactus, open it up. Ah. Inhale, reach. So as you open it up, remember to keep the knees engaged, yeah? So that you don't lose that pelvic floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse that swan dive, bring it up. And what I mean by that is so you're not doing this, right? So when you come in, you open the chest and you're still standing on those feet, hips are still engaged, knees are pulling up. Inhale, reach. And exhale, samasthiti. Does that make more sense? All right, so we're going to add our chaturanga. Feet together, hip distance apart. Whatever feels good to you, okay? Let's go ahead and exhale into Tadasana. Reach those fingers away. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You can hop, step, or jump back into your plank. And you're going to float. And exhale, chaturanga, nice and slow. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Last one, breathe in and out. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, look at the hands. Hop, walk, or float to the hands and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse it, bring it up. And again, cactus, engage those legs. Make sure that booty is squeezing. Inhale, reach. And exhale, Samasthiti. Take a big breath in. And out. Inhale, arms up. Swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Hop, step, or jump it back. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck it. Downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. High on the toes, bend the knees, and step it forward. Forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse it, bring it up. Cactus. Inhale, reach. And exhale, Samasthiti. Let's speed it up like Lucy. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, hop, walk, or float to those hands and forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reverse it, bring it up. Good job, ladies. Cactus. Oh. Inhale, reach. And swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. I got stuck. I don't have my socks on today. So take it down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then tuck the toes, send it back. Breathe in. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Drop to the knees, child's pose. Rest. Hands can go anywhere. If they're tired, take them to the back, towards the feet. You can open and close. You can take them behind the head. Just slow the exhale down. Try to control the exhale. The more noise you make on the exhale, the faster you are going to be able to catch your breath. So I learned this when I'm always out of breath doing yoga. All right, nice job. All right. Inhale. When you're ready, we're going to pop into tabletop. Wag, barrel roll, figure eight, cat and cow, you know, whatever feels good. I'm shaking out my wrist because that was what feels good to me today. Whew. All right. Nice and easy. We'll just come to neutral, tuck the toes, and send it back to downward dog. Go ahead and come onto the toes, bend the knees, lift the hands, and walk those feet up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Reverse it, bring it up. Ooh, and tap. Reach. And hands to heart center. Samasthiti. Let the ears fall, the shoulders fall from the ears. Find the big toes. If you can feel the outside of the heel somewhere on both sides, maybe the inside and outside of the foot, then feel where the knee and ankle are finding that stability. Maybe you have to adjust where your big toes are. Pull the knees up into the thighs. Squeeze that pee and gas. Pull that booty up and in. Remember, you have a bowl of soup, so to tuck that pelvis so it doesn't spill out, yeah? Shoulders are down and back. Hands are just here in prayer. Inhale. Exhale, float them down into Tadasana, mountain pose. Reach the shoulders out. Open those fingers wide, flare them out. Press into those feet. Okay, so we're going to do a little warrior. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to swan dive it down. And do a little balance two today, fast and sweet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You're going to step that right foot back, 45. Warrior one, airplane arms, and press it up. So we're going to let those hips come. We're going to open up the chest first, so I'm going to bring my hands back. If you can interlock them, great. If you can just hold on to your shirt, great. Make sure that you have a nice little stance with those feet, okay? And then I'm going to send my arms down, open up my chest. Keeping that left leg pressing into the ground. I'm going to exhale right over the beach ball. Woo! Into that C, little extension there. Inhale. And then exhale, bring it back to center. Release those arms forward. Woo! All right, we're going to flip that heel up and come into that high lunge. So from here, we're going to float into a warrior three. Ooh. Nice. Well, you got paw the wall, so make sure you hold on to paw. So remember too, yeah, you can hang on to that wall. So remember, whatever leg you're on, find the stability in the hips and those abdominals, yeah? My right foot is still down. I'm going to keep a bend in my left knee, and then maybe I'll float the right foot up and level out those hips. Hands can be anywhere. The foot doesn't have to go very high. Breathe. And exhale, bring it back down to that high lunge. Ooh, good job. Let's do a twist while we're here. Right hand's going to go down, left hand up. Ooh. Keep that knee bent over that ankle. Breathe. You want to bring that left arm back into a bind, you can. Ooh. And then nice and easy, release that left hand. Bring both arms up into that high lunge. Ooh, nice. Let's bring that left hand down, right heel flips down. We're going to come into that little side. Now, if you want to take a bind, arms under and over, feel free. Nice. Open, yeah. I don't do it either. So it's, if you have your right leg down, this time we're doing the right hand inside that left hand inside that left foot. So the right arm would float up, and then you could, does that make sense? Yeah. So the other way we were twisted, the first one. All right, nice and easy, release. Right arm up to the ceiling, you're gonna float that left arm up. We're gonna come into a warrior two, just adjust those feet. All right, straighten it out. And then bend that left knee, come back down into that warrior. Reach forward, supported side angle or side angle. Your choice. Breathe. Ooh, you hear my knee? You know, as horrible as it sounds, this is the best thing for it. Inhale. And then exhale, we're going to cartwheel back on up to that warrior two. Straighten it out. Hold it down. Flip those palms. We're going to reverse our warrior. So the right hand can come inside that right thigh, or you can bring it around to that left hip for a bind. Keep that left knee over that left ankle. Breathe, left shoulder out of the ear. Breathe. And then exhale, warrior two, unravel. Straighten it out. Stay here. Right arm comes down, reach back. Press into those toes so you don't lose your balance. And then exhale, bring it back into warrior two. We're going to straighten the right leg, disco hips to the right. Straighten the left leg, disco hips to the right, and Trikonasana. You got it. So Grace, send that right arm straight up to the ceiling. One arm down, one arm. So now that you guys are in Trikonasana, imagine you're between two panes of glass. So the booty has to go forward, the shoulders have to go back, and they have to meet in line. So it shouldn't be like this. It should be like this. Does that make sense? All right, bend the left knee. Bring it on up, warrior two. We're going to cartwheel it down, step it back, go into that chaturanga. So take your time. If you're tired, drop the knees and send it down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Woo. Inhale. And exhale, child's pose. Rest for about 5 breaths. You need water, make adjustments, whatever you need. And forgive me for the guzzling. So we have that other side to finish. Take your time, remember. It's all about steady placing of the feet, focus and breathe. And the exhale, come into tabletop. Feel free to wag it out. And then when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes and send it back into downward dog. All right. So that right foot's going to go up and back. You're going to bring it in between those hands. And we're going to go into that cartwheel of warrior one. Bringing it up. I forgot what we were doing. Warrior one. All right. So I got to find my stance here. My right heel still is not happy since I heard it. So I'm going to do my best. So we're going to start off by going over that beach ball. So whatever cues really help you to extend back. Woo! Heel is not happy. So it's either drawing a line on the ceiling with the eyes or just reaching over that fat beach ball. Just remember that right knee is bent over that ankle. Breathe. Use the belly, those abdominals, pull them in and exhale, bring it up. Release those arms forward. Woo. Inhale and exhale. We're going to come on the inside. We're going to do the opposite way this time. Send that left foot out. Woo. If you want to take that bind, go ahead. Nice. Yes, Grace. So send that right arm under between the legs and the left one over, Grace. So in between, look at me, in between. No, the other one. The right arm, yeah, in between the legs. Okay, there you go. But flip your wrist. Yeah. Slowly unravel, plant that hand down. Woo, inhale. Exhale, bring it into warrior two. All right, let's straighten it out. Bring it down. Straighten it out. Bring it down. We're going to flip those palms, reverse that warrior. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Ooh, straighten it out. Bring it down. So now we're going to go into, oh, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. So let's go into the Trikonasana so we can get that done. So let's straighten out that right leg, disco hips to the left, reach it forward, and then find that Trikonasana. I forgot, we got to go into high lunge for that other twist. So, and then my Trikonasana isn't very big on this side, and that's okay. Bend that right knee. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, straighten it out. Drop that left hand, reach back. Whew. All right, bring it back to warrior two. So I'm going to switch my heel forward. Take your time, make sure you do it correctly. If you have to bring your feet back in and then find, that's okay. All right, so we're here, we're going for that twist and that high lunge. Inhale. And exhale, float that left hand down, woo, right hand up. And again, if that right hand wants to float back into that left hip for that bind, you can. Or just keep it up. Inhale. Exhale, swirl that right hand down, catch the left, and bring it on up. All right, so we're going to go into that warrior three from here. I'm going to step it forward because my right heel is not liking me today. And then find, whew, sometimes it's better to be off a mat. So whatever works for you in finding your stability in your warrior three, right? So when I say use paw the wall, literally just want to make sure those hips are level, toes are pointing down. And then nice and easy, float it back into that high lunge, arms up. Exhale, take those hands down, chaturanga. Plant it down, step it into plank. This is what I love to watch. And then float it down on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward dog. Take 3 audible exhales and then float down to child's pose. Yeah, breathe. I think one of the hardest things for me to learn in chaturanga was the push-up part of it, because we were trained in schools and in everything we did in athletics in school back in the day to have our elbows out for push-ups and the palms, the hands under the shoulders. And there's plenty of variations. Gymnastics. Yeah, gymnastics is one of them. So in yoga though, they don't want your elbows out. So if you start in here into tabletop and really work on getting those, you see the inside of my elbow, how it turns forward? That's what you want to do. Why? Because when you lean forward, look what happens to my elbows. They squeeze against my ribs. Okay? So that's what you want to do, is to squeeze those arms between. You want to like kind of squeeze yourself through, right? And then you can stay here on the knees in that plank and then still turn the elbows out and just come down here and then press yourself back up, because it's hard to use those arms. And if you have weak arms like I do, I had to start here and I barely go down. But this really helps me. Yeah. That's how I had to learn. And I did that for 2 years. So. For now. Wow. So it really makes a big difference. A little bit better, but remember, turn. So your hands have to be stacked under the shoulders. They're too far in. Now turn those shoulders in. Bring the knees down and stay in that plank, not in tabletop. So lean the hips in. There you go. You might have to shift the knees back or the hands forward. Now bend the elbows a little bit. In, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze. Now press back up. Now squeeze back down. Now press back up. Now squeeze back down. Now press back up. Now squeeze it back down. You feel that? That's all. Okay, now child's pose. Now child's pose.
Wow.
That's what I wanted you to feel, was that is what's working. Well, you know, I have a bad habit now of doing yoga with my eyes closed. I got to stop doing that. You know what I mean? It's like, it feels so good. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm teaching. You got to open your eyes. Yeah, I'm sweating just teaching you guys.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right, let's swing those legs around.
Oh man.
We're going to do some grounding pigeons. So, and what I mean by that is hold on to one leg and bring yourself down. Just cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then float that right leg up. So straighten the right leg out towards the ceiling, point and flex. Keep that left foot flexed, protect the knee. Now press that left thigh away from you just a smidge and point and flex the right foot. Now do some circles with that right ankle, both directions, slowly. Use the ankle, not the toes. And then bring it back to center. Now we're going to take those hands in between those legs, hook onto that right thigh, flex that right foot, keep the booty down, low back down, neutral, and then flex that right heel down towards the ground and back up to the ceiling. And again, and again, and again, and again. Two more. Nice. Nice and easy. Bend that right leg. Place the right foot down. Cactus the arms out or tee them out. We're going to go for a twist. So that left foot is going to float down to the left, to the right side. And then I'm going to twist my shoulders so they're flattened. Stacking the hips slightly. Not really stacking though, if that makes sense. Because if they're stacking, you're not going to get that stretch in that outer hip flexor, that glute, that piriformis. Ooh. You feel that? And then try to focus on separating the left hip and the left shoulder from each other. So if you can get inhale and lengthen the spine, you get an even more deeper stretch. And then exhale, bring it back to center, nice and easy. Oh, unravel that left leg, straighten it out, shake it out. I'm going to bend the left leg, right ankle's going to cross, flex that right foot. And then once I get my spine back into neutral, my shoulders are flat, I'm going to float those legs back up. So when you float the legs back up, you should be using your abdominals, right? When we squeeze the pee and gas, that's what's going to bring those legs up. Your abdominals connect to those quads and hamstrings and glutes, so use them. All right, bring it in. Interlock those hands behind that left leg. Flex that left foot, and we're going to bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Two more. Hold it on up to the ceiling. We're going to point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point. And then just some circles. Use the ankle, not the toes. Try to feel that ball and joint moving. Other direction. It's a little different when you don't use the toes, isn't it? You try to focus on just rotating that ankle. All right, nice and easy. We're going to float that left foot down, release that grip, cactus those arms out or T. Inhale and exhale, float that right foot down to the left. That right shoulder is going to lift up. So shimmy the shoulders over to the left so both shoulders go down and you find that twist. And then focus, inhale, exhale, separating that right shoulder and hip. Getting long. Start to engage that core, squeezing the pee and gas, And then utilize those abs as you bring those legs back to center. Unravel those feet, shift the spine back to center and shoulders, find your neutral, and bring those knees into chest. We're gonna go into a happy baby, send the heels up. So wherever you can grab, open those legs wide. Your object is to bring those knees into the armpits eventually. And if it feels good to take some flight, we could do a little Peter Pan. We're gonna bring that right heel and send the left leg out straight and then alternate. Make sure you're breathing so at the exhale, you always inhale to prepare and exhale on the move so that you can get the most optimal stretch and that your muscles know that it's safe and that you're not going to hurt them, all your tendons and ligaments. All right, if it feels good, you can take the 2-piece fingers on the big toe, open those legs wide and let the elbows fall to the ground. Big toe wide stretch. This has slowly become my favorite. And then nice and easy, bring those feet in, place them on the ground, bending the knees. We're going to windshield wiper side to side slowly. And we're going to come into a little fish pose. This is really one of my favorite when I first started it. Oh my God, I was going to die. Isn't that true? When you start any yoga pose, you think you're going to die. How could this possibly help me? All right, so straighten the legs. Try, a little longer, try to glue the legs together. If they don't stay together, it's okay. It's not going to kill you. All right, but before you glue them and commit to that, I'm going to bend the left knee. I'm going to lift my left hip and slide my left hand, palm down, underneath that left cheek. Then I'm going to straighten that left leg. I'm going to bend the right knee, lift the right hip, place that hand underneath, palm down, and then I'm going to straighten that right leg. So now I'm in this awkward position and I'm going to scooch my elbows in a little more to my ribs. And now my booty's lifting just a smidge. I'm going to glue my legs together and I'm going to imagine somebody has a rope or a string and they're lifting me from my rib cage. And I'm going to lift onto the elbows. My head is going to dangle down onto the mat. So stay for as long as you can. If this is something that does not work for you, don't do it. Last breath. Remember, the way you come in is the way you go out. So you lift the head, lay it back down gently, bend the knee first, and then remove a hand. It doesn't matter what hip, and then remove those hands. Straighten out those legs, arms overhead, take a big body stretch, reach. And then we're going to walk the hands and the feet over to the left. We're going to go into a little banana. I'm going to gaze over to my right elbow. I'm going to put my right palm into my left, back of my right hand into my left palm. And then I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left. And again, try to separate and keep the right hip and shoulder towards the ground, but opening up. Breathe. Inhale, and then exhale back to center. Reach, big body stretch, and then the other side, slowly walk. Left hand into the right palm. If it feels good, left ankle over right. And then make sure you got that little C curve going on. You should feel it. And then just separate that hip and shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale And on the exhale, slowly unravel, bring it back to center, big body stretch. I'm going to float my palms down alongside my hips. I'm going to bend my knees one more time, bring them hip distance apart, windshield wiper, and lengthen my spine a little bit so that my shoulders come out of my ears and my spine is long, my neck is long. Now, make sure those feet, knees, and hips are in line. We're just going to rock the pelvic floor up towards the hips, but leave the low back on the ground. And then tilt it, rock it forward towards the pelvic floor. And then again, just rock it slow. Release that low back. Squeeze those abdominals when you rock it back and forth. Okay? We're going to do one little bridge pose here. So find your neutral spine, press the back of those triceps and palms into the ground. Utilize the fingers, press into the heels, inhale, exhale, roll it up. You don't have to be that high, just use the back of the arms. Now press the hips forward, adjust the feet, squeeze the knees like you have a ball, lift, squeeze the booty, lift, squeeze the booty, squeeze those knees, press into the feet, inhale, exhale, high on the toes, and roll it down one vertebrae at a time. And knees into chest. Last 3 breaths here. Option for a little plow pose or something else you didn't get to do in class. You have at least 5 breaths. If you're ready for Shavasana, take it. Get my quote today. And then we're going to take about 3 more breaths and then just float ourselves down. Find your Shavasana and your place of rest. Start by taking an audible exhale. All right. Fill up the whole body. Breathe in from every cell. Feel the skin just inhaling. And feel every hair on your body exhaling. Feel the torso filling up slowly. And control that exhale. Uncrinkle the forehead. Soften the face. Allow the tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Swallow, release the throat. Feel the shoulders soften. The hips fall into the mat. Allow your body to float. Just keeping your eyes closed. My little quote for today is, the price of anything, the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. Henry David Thoreau. You're welcome to stay where you are. If it feels good to wiggle the fingers and toes and maybe rock the head side to side, by all means, take your time. There's no rush. If you feel like moving, you can roll onto one side, fetal position. Just make sure you take 3 grounding breaths before you sit up and return back to this world. Take 1 breath to release whatever is floating around, trying to be a Klingon. Let it out. Take the next breath to restore the positive energy, the love that you need for you and for others. And your last breath to renew life, love, happiness, and peace within yourself and for others. Thank your higher power always, for the light inside of me is honored by the light inside of each and every one of you. And I thank God for each and every one of you. God bless you. Have a fabulous week. Namaste. Good job, ladies. Whew. Everything's shaking right now. I'm like, yay. You know, let me tell you, her Shavasana has never been that still. So she's been where she moved to India, so she's been doing a lot of hot yoga out there because they only have 1 studio. So I can tell by her still continuing her practice that you've come a long way. I think it's our Asian side. We're very fidgety in the Filipino side. I know my dad and my grandpa is very fidgety, so for us to lay still, it just doesn't happen. Oh, I'm sorry. I was, yeah. Yeah, those are just paper towels. Bye, Virginia.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you Wednesday.
Okay, hon. Say bye, Maria. Bye. See you next time.